Hey, good afternoon and hello. Welcome to the weather update. It's almost 2 o'clock. 77 degrees at Farmingdale. Not a bad day. We got a nice breeze, southeast wind at 15, gusting to 20. Dew point's getting a little up there, 62, but not a bad day at all, really, across the area. But the first thing that I want to talk about is we have another named storm, and it is Paulette, and then we're watching 18 too. And then there's something else they're watching. So tropics remain active. Tropical Storm Paulette has formed. Maximum sustained winds are 40 miles an hour, and minimum central pressure is 1,005 millibars. It's located at 17.2 north, 42.2 west, and its movement is west-northwest at only 3 miles an hour. And then we have 18, and then we have this one to watch here as well. So, yeah, the tropics are continuing to just amaze us this year, which is pretty amazing when you think about it. Looking at our satellite here, not a great sky today. It's kind of hazy. We got some cirrus around. Also, a little smoke in the air from the California wildfires. Yeah, that is making its way all the way over here. You can see this from yesterday's satellite picture. This area of smoke here that's making it all the way. Look at all that smoke over California. That is absolutely crazy right there. This was yesterday. Day before wasn't as bad, but still, I mean, some days it's just out of control with the smoke. It's just unbelievable what's happening in California. It really is. And there's also some fires in Colorado too as well. And they've had a lot of heat there in Colorado. So some of that smoke's making its way into our area and giving us some haze in the skies. Let's go to our current conditions here. Across the area, you can see all these red flag warnings out west. It's crazy. And then around it, you've got blizzards. They're going to have some cold and maybe even a little snow in parts of the areas out west. But in our area, so some more crazy weather going on. For our area, we got temperatures generally in the 70s across Long Island, upper 70s throughout the island, I mean, mid 70s. If we look at New Jersey, they're getting a break too because they're getting a more of a southeast wind. Yesterday, Jersey was pretty hot. It was in the mid 80s. Around here, it was in the low 80s. So not a bad day. We'll put the dew points in here. Dew points are a little not terrible. It's slightly humid, low to mid 60s across Long Island. Maybe a little more humid in Jersey, not by much. Generally not a bad day. Just not a pretty looking sky. But other than that, it's not too uncomfortable outside. That's the good news about it all. So, heading out west again, 'cause I don't want to forget this. There's been a huge swings in temperatures today out west, and Denver has set an all-time record for its hottest day in September. All right, they've been breaking numerous records. Here's a look at the smoke. So they've had some big fires there. And some pyrocumulus too. It looks like they're showing smoke plume, and then we go from this to snow and cold weather. That's right. Drastic change to winter. So literally, it's going to go from the heat to cold and possibly snow. So look at that. I mean, this is insane weather that they're having there out west. I mean, that is insane. I couldn't even imagine. Hopefully the snow will put out the fires and the colder temperatures will help get those fires under control. But they hit an all-time record of hitting 100 degrees. Actually, it was 101 that they hit. Denver hit 101, I believe, breaking at least according to Joe Chaffee, that's what he said, but I can't seem to find anything else. But they hit 100 degrees, breaking the record for last year. For the latest date of 100 degrees, which occurred on September 2nd. So this is climate change. Every year they're breaking records. And this is the kind of thing that they're going through, a record heat, and then they go with the strong winter cold front and possibly snow in the mix in the higher elevations. So, I mean, that's insane. I'm sorry. That's insane right there. Denver and Boulder Creek's definitely a place where it's becoming an enclave, so you can kind of see that. This is a weather update, so we're not really going to talk about that. So let's go back to tropical tidbits, and let's go to the current storms. Let's see if they've got. Here's Tropical Storm Paulette. So let's take a look at Paulette. Waiting for it to load. Luckily, it's loading fast, and yeah, it looks like it's getting itself together. You can see it's definitely in the middle of the ocean right now, but it looks like it's getting itself together. Current track from the Hurricane Center has it remaining a storm and just moving very slowly. We're just gonna have to watch that. As far as the models go, I mean they're all over the place right now. So, like I said, I'm just gonna have to keep an eye on it. It's a ways out there. It is a ways out there. So speaking of the models, let's go ahead and take a look at the GFS, and we'll go start with the upper air. So you can see here that we have a ridge building in the east, and you can see that deep trough in the west. There it is. So we're going to have this deep trough in the west here. Almost going to cut off there. But we're kind of stuck in the ridge, which means we're going to be dealing with stall front syndrome and a southerly flow pretty much. And there's Paulette. Looks like it keeps it away from us, luckily. See it in the right-hand corner there. Fortunately, there's enough of a west to east flow, and then it looks like that will get our deep trough maybe toward the end of the month now with some nice cool air there. All right, so that's the upper air. Let me go ahead and look at the Euro's upper air as well. Compare it. So, don't have that many days in here on the 12Z. Let me go to the 0Z run. Similar idea. You can see that trough out west, and then just like kind of a broad ridge. And you can see the troughing gets more impressive as we head toward the end there, toward the middle of September. So go ahead and we'll put this to the surface and see what's going to be happening. So see we got this ridge that's going to be off the east coast here. And it's going to be keeping us kind of humid. You can see that there's a cold front that tries to make it through, and hopefully it does. For maybe Friday and Saturday, we'll have some nice weather, at least this high building down from the north. And then we get into return of that. And then another front tries to make it through for next week. Hopefully that'll make it through. And you can see, look at what's going on here. You can see that there is another storm that's trying to form over there, right off the east coast. So hopefully that goes away and goes out to sea. The good news is there's that beautiful deep trough. So we get that. That'll push anything out, luckily. But boy, this season has been so active. It's been absolutely nuts. And you can see out west, you can see just that deep trough that occurs, and that's where they're going to get that dramatic cool down, at least in the mountains. But I don't know if there's going to be much help for California. It's really horrible what's happening over there. So let's go ahead and look at our temperatures. Next couple of days here. Up to here. So GFS here. It's going to be a warm one tomorrow. Looks like probably a little warmer than today. Today, we'll have to take a look at the wind flow and see why that is. But tomorrow, we're going to probably be getting well up into the 80s. And if you're in New Jersey, could be 90. And then for Wednesday, backs off a little bit, so we're back down into the upper 70s, low 80s. But this is above normal. Temperatures around 80 for Thursday. Well, maybe a little warmer than that, maybe low 80s. Again, if you're in Jersey, closer to 90. And then we finally start seeing that affects that front coming through on Friday, where we cool down. Friday and Saturday will be in the 70s, probably mid 70s, which will be nice. And then we start creeping back upward again before the next cold front moves through. The good news is I think we're done with the bad heat. I don't think we're going to see any really major heat anymore, hopefully. Hopefully we're out of the woods with that. And you can see when that strong front comes through, we may be struggling to reach 70 on those days. That would really be nice to be in the 60s, that's for sure. So let's go ahead and look at the dew points, because they are up there. So you see the GFS is kind of under the dew points again. It's more humid than it's indicating. It thinks that the dew points are lower than they actually are. I don't know why it's doing this. It brings them up tomorrow a little bit, but still it doesn't really bring up that much humidity. Wednesday, you can see again this could be the effects of some thunderstorms here. I'll have to take a look at our precipitation in a minute, because we do have that front approaching. Here's Thursday. And then that drier air, you can see how it kind of gets hung up. The front kind of gets hung up just to the south. Maybe we'll see a little more of that dry air on Sunday, and then the humidity comes back at us before the next front tries to make it through. I'm not going to go any further beyond that, except maybe toward the end, so you can see that push of really. Look at that. That's really dry air there with that really strong trough that we'll see toward the end of the month. I can't wait for that. Cannot wait for that. Hopefully it materializes. I will look at some of the other models as far as the NAM goes, the NAM 12 kilometer with these dew points, because I feel the GFS is just too low. This is a little more accurate than NAM, so dew points in the 60s generally, low to mid 60s, and we'll see those. Let me look at the wind field for tomorrow and see. No, we're gonna have a south, so I think there'll be a decent sea breeze tomorrow as well. Maybe a little more humid though. Dew points probably mid to upper 60s. Maybe some 70-degree dew points. And you can see that front get ever closer here. Here it is, but it's going to take a long time for it to move through, and we're going to be stuck in this humidity for a while. So let me go look at the precipitation here. And we'll see what our next chances of precipitation are going to be. Well, tomorrow will be sunny. I think it'll be Wednesday that we'll start seeing some of this tropical moisture get into our area. And look at that. It looks like it has some heavier precipitation around Thursday. So we'll have to see. Again, once we get some into that tropical moisture, we're going to start seeing some more of those thunderstorms. But for the next day, we're going to be, mostly dry, I would think. Let me go back to GFS. And we'll look at our cloud cover, though. Like I said, we have plenty of sun, but it's hazy out there. And we'll probably expect similar conditions for tomorrow as well. And we're going to kind of be stuck in between two areas of clouds. And then for Wednesday, much more cloudiness, Wednesday, Thursday. We try to get rid of it on Friday, and we can hopefully push it to the south, but you can see kind of get stuck in the cirrus, so we'll have to see if we can actually get rid of that cirrus for the weekend or not. It's kind of a ways off, really. So that's pretty much. We'll go to the SPC, see when our next chance for severe weather is going to be. So extremely critical fire weather areas for northwestern Oregon and south. So the whole west is pretty much dealing with this. Look at this. I mean, normally I don't look at this, but look at this critical extreme. The west is really unbelievable with what's going on out there. Unbelievably dry. We see this more and more now that the west just. Let's see. Do we have any thunderstorm act? Really not. They're not really giving us anything. So. No real chance of severe weather for us at least. So there is some in the Great Lakes area, but for most of us, not really. So let's go ahead and finish this off with a look at the ice, Arctic sea ice analysis. Again, we are below normal, not surprisingly, but maybe this year we will avoid the Blue Ocean event. We're still not at the minimum, but we could still catch up. We're not out of the woods until we get past October. So that's going to wrap up this weather update. Take care, and thank you for watching.